Oh, Sheila haunted us.
Yes.
She sent us a rat in a box. She was twins. She turned into Sheila's sister, but who had wonderful plastic surgery. I was not confused. I did not have to have sex with someone who was not my wife and pretend that I knew. You know, that I didn't know.
Yes.
That has happened, and I just prayed that was not going to happen. But something sixth sense told him no. We didn't come into it as kids. Remember, they were fully fleshed out characters. She'd been married and had a child before.
I've been married twice
and
before.
had been evil and good. And so I had come back from prison and everything else. So you didn't have
evil and good.
any fumbling. You didn't have, which is lovely too. You have to have, but you had two adults coming together who knew the world and still chose each other. We have our 20-year anniversary in December. We have never been divorced. We don't know who's working for who, zoomin' who in this show. That really is the joy of this plot, is you don't know who is with who. Or who's, like I said, who's zoomin' who, like a song. And there's a great scene, I don't know if they played it yet, with Phyllis, myself, Amanda, Michelle Morgan, and Cane in the room, hashing things out. And there's a lot of like, are you trying to push me out of this? There's a lot of Ocean's 11 going on.
I love that.
And that's one of the great things about the marriage. We've been married for 20 years. And the great thing is, right, I actually got to say some stuff. I was so happy. But you will save things up to say to your spouse you would not say to a stranger in prison. You would save it up for your spouse. And they give us that, which is great. When we fight, in fact, we had scenes where we were almost divorced. And Tracey and I were in the dressing room rehearsing, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
We did all our crying in the dressing room because that was not the fight. And then we went out and kicked each other's butts.
Yeah, we were crying.
Oh, it was so good. It was such real married stuff that you would only say. It only hurts to your spouse because it's aimed so well. You know exactly buttons to push.
That's right.
I think there's always a push-pull with that relationship. He's known, if you think back in our marriage, even when we had Fenmore in the NICU.
NICU, yeah.
And Nikki and Victor came and visited. Sometimes I have to remind Eric, oh no, you love us. You love me.
We're the good people that you
exactly.
love. Yeah.
You like us. Because it's been a long, long relationship. And there was this great scene where I remember it was a big thing for Michael. He's looking through Christmas window into the Newman ranch, and everyone's a kid, Nick, everyone. And
It's a Wonderful Life.
They invite me into the house, and I read from the Christmas, from Dickens. Christmas Carol. And it was a beautiful scene, but there was always an attempt to bring Michael in. So there's a big connection that goes way back. And I think Michael's talked about his daddy issues with him,
I talk about that Victor is like a father to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Roger, and I know Tamara, I just keep drifting by our executive producers like, Tamara, Roger Howarth, just whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to steal, steal from the best.
And
those are some high power people.
Those are some amazing.
And
I can't wait.
loving Billy Flynn. We actually exchange people with days. But I mean, I love, I miss Connor. But it was funny that they switched up, and Billy's just wonderful. He's good friends. I have to take my brother, Greg Rickart's over there, and I came over with Greg's huge guarantee that high praise. So yeah, and he's filled the promise. It's a joy to work with him.
A lot of it is real. I mean, you know what I mean. We speak like
real married people speak. They don't pussyfoot around with us, and I really like that. And even Christian spoke to our writers. We were talking to them one day that, both of these characters have been the bad guys, and that's going to be there somewhere. You can't, just because you get older or things change, that doesn't go away completely. So it keeps our edge in, and we can show it with each other and know that the characters still love each other so much. But there's stuff coming up next week where you think maybe.
So you think it's going to be a rough patch?
It's a rough patch, that's for sure.
It is great. It is a gift to have started off, both of us, and successfully eat bad in the quotes, people, because you know the people who are written wonderfully and good and sweet all the time. We can go there, but you always have that page could flip back,
right?
And they write us that way, and we act and we lean into it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it gives you a real human being. It doesn't necessarily give you a bad guy or a good guy. It gives you, I said this before, it's good people who do bad things for good reasons, and bad people who do good things for good reasons. It's that kind of, like I said, you're well-rounded. She's been to New Orleans more than once with me, and if you're going to be well known with your parents, because my mom and dad, and it's a huge show in the South. It's huge in New Orleans. Specifically, it's a hot spot. And my dad, to his dying day, would get into line at our old restaurants that you go to for weddings and funerals. Every family has one. We're in our nods in the French Quarter. Do you know who my son is? You need a good table. My mother, I can still hear to this day, Andre, don't you dare. And they loved it. I had a library of all the shows. But yeah, where your parents are, because when you get up there and you have a chance to win something and they give you a trophy, the only thing that comes to your mind is where's mom and dad. There are scenes that are coming where that issue is, I love that they didn't put it on the nose, but the closeness between the two couples individually, Tracey.
I was engaged to Daniel.
And I was engaged to Laura Lee for a minute, to Christine.
We have a lot of history.
So there's a long history individually between the members of that couple. I mean, Danny hated me because I was stalking Christine. Christine and I got engaged at one point. Tracey's been involved with all this. She was on the show way before me. She's had all these relationships before she knew Michael. So yeah, there are great scenes where the writers explore it. And that's the other thing about a couple that has 20 years behind it, the risk for everything is higher.
Well, because she does own department store chains.
She is a fashionista.
So I'd like to see a little of that happening. Maybe Lauren's going to open a new department store in Atlanta, right? See? Never know. Well, my favorite was when they finally put us together. And that then we had to break up because his brother, Kevin, was obsessed with Lauren. And then us coming back together. And I think, for me, anytime that we get to play that emotional connection between us, whether it's painful or beautiful, whatever that is, that's my favorite. And I got to tell you, after all these years, being able to work with the actors that we get to work with, the crew, everyone, that's what really keeps me there, because I love everyone so much. We've got such an extraordinary company.
I got to give credit to when they partner you up, family-wise or anything in casting, you have no control over it. But they brilliantly, it worked out with Judith and Tracey and I and Greg Rickard and Liz Hendrickson, that these people came together as the Grifter family. And I love that Tracey folded right in, and she came early. and fit it in with the backstory that they were building for me. That came in saying, I don't have any family. That's what he would say. And when they came in, it was utterly believable. And Tracey and I had the great gift of always physically feeling comfortable with each other. I mean, and I won't tell that story again because I love it. Christoph, God bless, came on set and we had just finished a cabaret scene and Tracey, Lauren, and Michael were sitting at a table having a tete-a-tete. And they called to 5. Everyone walked away and Christoph and me, y'all still holding hands, there's no scene. And we weren't even aware of what we were doing and we just kept talking from the scene.
You can find us dancing in the back.
And it's one of those things that, again, I mean, you hear about conflict between couples making the scenes hotter somehow, the real actors. But the flip side of that is if you have an easy physicality, if I can trust, and we say that all the time, but if I fall, you got me.
Yes.
And I get emotional thinking of it, because in life you want that. But in doing something that you love, that's your art, where you have to be kind of naked. The definition of acting is the last one I ever heard. I was doing a stage play. And it's standing up naked and turning around slowly.
Yes.
And that's what it is. And if you have someone in there with you,
who's got the towel that's going to put it around you?
Who's going to throw that robe on you as soon as it's done.
The minute you're finished your turn.
Although I will say I have jumped out of love scenes with Tracey, especially early. And I have gone with the sheet and left poor Tracey. And I was like, what happened? What happened?
I was like, oh my God.
No, but it'll get hooked on something. And I'm like.
Camera 2 will never be the same. Let me just say that.
Then there's a whole nother movie.